Hey guys, Noel here, and it is late on a Saturday night. I need to go to bed soon. I'm also contemplating staying up and watching Music Station on TV Japan. Just watched Season 3 episode of Attack on Titan, so that's going well so far. It's been a long work week, and I wanted to do a video game review for the video game review section of the YouTube channel. We recently reviewed Street Fighter 3: The Third Strike, which is considered by many to be the really best Street Fighter game ever. I would beg to differ, though. There was one Street Fighter game that I played all throughout 1999 that holds a very, very high place in my heart. And that is also a Street Fighter 3 of sorts. However, that game goes by the name of
Street Fighter Alpha 3!
And for this review, we will be playing that on the Sony PlayStation, which is probably the most iconic release of this game. This was the version of the game that was featured in the Daigo Umehara Japanese TV special when he went to San Francisco to go play Alex Vale. I highly recommend watching that on YouTube. It is a great, great piece of video game history and just competitive fighting. So we're going to review this game. We're going to play the dramatic battle mode on it and the arcade mode on it. And we'll see how it goes. So without further ado, let's get down to playing some Street Fighter Alpha 3 for the Sony PlayStation. We do have a new phone, so hopefully that gets along well with our monitor here. So it's been a long week. So I'm looking forward to doing some video game reviews on the YouTube channel. So in Street Fighter Alpha 3 for the Sony PlayStation, the real highlight of this game is the World Tour mode. At least that's the highlight for a lot of people. It's cool, I like it, but I'm much more of an arcade mode person. You can unlock Evil Ryu and Guile, which I do not have on this memory card. You have to get to level 30 or 31, I think, to unlock both of them. But arcade mode's your typical arcade mode, and the arcade mode on this game is amazing, and we're going to look at that in a bit. Training mode, I don't even know what entry mode even does, but final battle mode lets you fight M. Bison. Dramatic battle allows you to basically recreate the scenario in Street Fighter the movie with soundtrack done by Tetsuya Komuro, where Ken and Ryu team up to fight M. Bison together, and then they Hadouken him into that plane and it blows up. And survival mode will basically let you just play the game until you lose. But for the PlayStation version of this game, the PlayStation's memory, for what this game is, it's quite impressive that PlayStation can do this, but compared to the Saturn and the Dreamcast versions of this game, it's limited. So for the dramatic battle mode, you can only be the two characters with similar movesets, Ken and Ryu and Julian Juni. So for the sake of this review, we'll be Ken, and we have three different super move styles. The Xism plays basically like Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, excuse me. The A-ism or Z-ism, if you're playing in Japan, gives you three different super moves, levels 1, 2, and 3. And the V-ism basically allows you to create custom chain combos. But I'm a big fan of the A-ism. And basically, for the dramatic battle mode, we'll fight 6 players, and we will climb the ladder up to M. Bison. So we'll start off with Adan, who is basically a boss in Street Fighter 1. And if you know the history of Street Fighter, Street Fighter 0 is supposed to take place between Street Fighter 1 and Street Fighter 2. This game has amazing pulse-pounding music, incredibly beautiful character designs, extremely smooth gameplay, and really every character that was ever played in a Street Fighter 2 or Street Fighter Alpha game, plus more. So the best advice I have when you're playing dramatic battle mode is to have one character basically be shooting projectiles and the other character just basically charging forward and doing offense, like close quarters offense. And that was the strategy my friend and I would use when we would play this game on the Sega Dreamcast, and it works quite well. I love the victory screens on this game as well. So up next is Akuma. or Goki, as he's known in Japan. Now, you'll notice that the background for the dramatic battle mode for this game, it is one stage with different color overlays in the background. And again, that is a sign of the PlayStation. Really, it's doing what it can do as well as it can do, but being limited compared to the Saturn. Shoot. So, we still won, even though he took that Raging Demon right there. Or that Shining Go Shock, however you want to term it. The loading screens on this game are very beautiful to look at. The loading time is not long at all, but I actually do not mind the loading screens just because I like looking at the artwork that Capcom put on there. The announcer in this game is incidentally the exact opposite of the announcer from Marvel vs. Capcom 2. This guy is excited, he's yelling, you know, it's just fantastic stuff. I don't like to review video games to bash them, and I like to review video games that I like, so, you'll notice I'm not very hard on things, but how can you be hard on this game? I think this is the best Street Fighter game ever made. Street Fighter 3 games are extremely beautiful, though. I mean, it's hard to find a bad Street Fighter game. Street Fighter 5, in its initial release, was profoundly disappointing. I have yet to play the arcade version of that game. I heard that if you own the original version, you can get the arcade version as a download. So I'm going to look into that. But the original release of Street Fighter V was not good. The gameplay was fine enough, but trying to have everything be done online was absurd, and having no arcade mode. It's not a game without an arcade mode. It's a tech demo with online capabilities is what it is. Every character in this game has their own ending and story and level and music in arcade mode. So if they could do that in 1990, this game I think came out in the arcades in 1998. They can certainly do that in the 21st century. Yeah, and look at how nice the kind of forced anime perspective is here. Great proportions, great faces, just really just flowing, intense. Everything just merges perfectly in this game. It is just masterfully directed and designed. And the gameplay is flawless. You never feel like you're entering a move and it's not working. So Sagat's nothing to mess with, so we gotta be careful here. Yikes. Always sweep the feet with Sagat. Back in the day, my friend and I would always argue about who would get the final hit. Incidentally, if you have not seen Street Fighter 2V, I highly recommend it. That is the prequel to the Street Fighter 2 movie that is quite famous. And the reason I mention that is because the climax of the Street Fighter 2 movie is really what informs the dramatic battle mode in this game, and really a lot of the style of this game. Street Fighter Alpha 3 is heavily influenced by Street Fighter the movie. Down from M. Bison's being like the physiques of everyone in this game looks like how they looked in Street Fighter the movie. That's interesting that he went for that scissor kick rather than the Psycho Crusher, because that is going to free us up to be more offensive now. Because basically, when you fight M. Bison in this game, wow, see, that went really quick. He holds a huge Psycho Crusher, and if you're in the air, you're almost knocked out if that hits you. But because he did that scissor kick, we did not have to hold back and block and wait for him to use that. We could just kind of, run in on him. And because of that, we beat him quickly. Incidentally, Shin M. Bison, or Shin Vega, as he's, the character we just fought, I think he's a really good example of a fighting game boss done properly. He's extremely tough and difficult, but he is beatable in the sense that he fights like a regular balanced fighter with some extremely overpowered moves. But it's not as if you're playing a Midway or an SNK game where you feel like the boss is just, knowing the buttons that you're putting in and just immediately countering them. So, I mean, what I just described there, those super cheap bosses, they have their charm, but it's much more enjoyable when you feel like you're playing against a really good player rather than playing against just some impossibly programmed thing. And I feel like Capcom really got the Shin Vega boss fight right. So now let's check out a little bit of the arcade mode here. Now, with the arcade mode, every character has a story, and you climb a ladder of quite a few fighters. I believe it's 12. We'll run through the gigantic roster here shortly, as soon as we get past this loading screen. We're not going to beat the entire arcade mode because I don't want this to be like a horrendously long video. So I think what we'll do is we'll probably just go to the halfway fight. That'll give you a good taste of things. But we have Ryu, E Honda, Cody, who's now in jail. We did the Final Fight Revenge review, so we know how that happened. Karen, who's like basically the Ken Sakura. Vega, Blanca, Ken, Junie, Zangief, Adan, Cammy, Sodom, Dalsim, Junie, Rolento, Sakura, Jen, Rose, M. Bison, Chun-Li, Charlie, Balrog, Sagat, Fei Long, T-Hawk, Akuma, Birdie, Rainbow Mika, Guy, Dan, and DJ. Let's be Sakura for the arcade mode here. So each character has their own story and their own unique artwork, and for the amount of characters, the fact that they could get this unique with all of them is fantastic. And the fact that the PlayStation is pulling this off so well was something that a lot of people didn't really know could be done as far as PlayStation with these Capcom arcade fighting games. Sega Saturn always handled them very well, but the PlayStation always seemed to struggle. But that is not the case with this game. Incidentally, we talked about Charlie. Street Fighter 2V is the first. That's actually the first introduction of Charlie in an anime, and he looks like Jean Reno because the Street Fighter Alpha games that had not come out yet when Street Fighter 2V was made. I love the music in this level. I'm Italian, so I love this Italy level. It just perfectly fits the Rose character. This game's soundtrack I could just listen to non-stop. And the cool thing about the PlayStation version of this game, unlike the Dreamcast version, is the victory screens, they don't go away unless you hit a button. So you can just kind of let this music play for as long as you want. And I actually really love this music. Look at that dynamic perspective on Sakura. I mean, the artwork in this game inspires me to no end. So here's Sakura's rival, Karen. Incidentally, I recently got a Twitch account, and by recently I mean shortly before this video. So if you're interested in some streaming, some Let's Plays, I'd like to maybe link that Twitch account to the YouTube channel, and we could do some live gameplay or just do some Let's Plays and have some commentary with those. So if you are interested in that, please let me know in the comments section. Because I know some of you like my reviews, and I enjoy making these reviews. I like doing the reviews a little bit. I like combining review and Let's Play, but I really do like doing the reviews because you get to be analytical about these games. But doing some Let's Plays in a kind of relaxed, off-the-cuff setting, I think could also be fun. That's it. I wanted a harder fight. I love when Sakura wins too. One of her quotes is, "I like street fighting better than sparring in rival schools." Here comes Birdie, the British punk rocker. who is a lot blacker in the Street Fighter Alpha games. When you play him in Street Fighter 1, he is a white guy with a mohawk. In this game, he is a black guy with a mohawk. Apparently, he had the flu during Street Fighter 1. They literally say that. He was feeling a little under the weather. That's why he was pale. Yikes. I actually was watching a great Guile. I was watching a Daigo Umehara fight where he was fighting Birdie with Guile. And some of the comments and really are puzzling. Because when I watch Daigo play as Guile, people are saying, "Oh, he's cheap. He uses projectiles and timed anti-air moves." It's like, you do know how Guile has always played, don't you? I mean, I feel like people who've never played Street Fighter are getting into it and are thinking that Daigo is playing cheap when he's really just using Guile how Guile is meant to be used. And he's really using him in a much more fast-paced way than I've seen or can use. So I have no idea what people who are criticizing him are talking about. That's how you play this game. Projectiles, timed anti-air moves, and maximizing what your character can do. Here's Cammy. I enjoy Cammy for obvious reasons. So she's got great music and a great level in this game as well, too. Come on! So Cammy's using the V-ism here. Man, I'm sorry if I'm not talking. I'm just enjoying this fight and this music here. Got her. Man, this game is just way too fun to play. I hope it's being conveyed through the camera how fun and beautiful this game is. I'll be late for class, but it's okay. A good fight is worth it. Actually, don't be late to class. You could, if you're late too much, you'll get sent to the principal's office. I know, because I'm a teacher. So, okay, here's E Honda. This will be the last fight we do for this review. And this right here is an example of the mid-game story break. So we'll have a little bit of dialogue here, we'll have a fight, and then we'll continue our story. Oh, you're a Street Fighter too, little girl? Then you must spar with me, just this once. Sure, no sweat, I want to fight you too. Shy smile. It will be great to fight a sumo wrestler. Yeah, that's what you say now. We'll see how it goes. Doskoi! I pay $15 a month for TV Japan, so I do get to watch sumo wrestling on occasion. I don't watch it a lot, but I catch it once in a while. It's pretty cool. Damn. Got him. Alright. Good deal. Ouch. I need to train harder. I once fought a man who wore a headband like yours. He was strong, but you seem stronger. What? Where did he say he was going? He mentioned many places. India, Thailand. That man is Ryu. The main character of this game, who Sakura is obsessed with. I like the idea of a high school girl who is stalking Ryu. Alright, we're not going to fight Dan, because music station is starting, and I need to go to bed soon, so... Alright, there we have it, gang. This has been the review for Street Fighter Alpha 3 on the Sony PlayStation. My favorite Street Fighter game, my favorite traditional 2D fighting game. Please, if you get any opportunity to play or buy this game, do so. You will not regret it. So until next time, guys, my name is Noel. You take care. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.